Welcome to Fightmaster Yoga. I'm Lesley Fightmaster, and today is day 17 for Hatha Yoga Happiness. This is a 30-day program to help you feel a little bit happier. So today, our suggestion for a little bit happierness is to connect with nature. So get outside. We need that vitamin D from the sunshine. If you're not near the sunshine, then still get outside, get some fresh air, and then as soon as the sun comes out, go on out there. It's important for our happiness, for our well-being to feel a little bit better. So today's practice, we will need 2 blocks and a strap and a blanket or pillow to sit on. Put on something comfortable, roll out your mat, and let's get started. So we'll begin in our cross-legged seated position or another seated position if this one doesn't work quite well for you. And if you are crossing the shins, let's cross the other shin in front just to mix it up. Close your eyes. And just start to settle in, settling into your breath and your body. So during our practice, we take this time to set aside all the things that have already happened today, all of the things that are going to happen later, and focus on our breath so that we can become a little more present, a little more in the moment. Because when we're in the moment, we're definitely the happiest. There's really nothing wrong right in the moment. Let's bring our hands together. Take a moment today to set an intention of your choice. So all intentions are of course welcome, and just make this an intention that speaks to you. Let's release the hands and let the eyes softly blink open and make your way onto your back. We're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, so lying down with the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. Now, if this becomes too intense for you, you can grab your blocks and put them right on the outsides of the legs, and that'll help to lessen the amount of stretch that you feel. So you do want to be comfortable, and if it feels comfortable to not have the blocks there, then of course leave them out. But if you want a little support and you don't have blocks, roll up a couple of towels or blankets and put them underneath. And continuing your steady breathing. So a few days ago we did a pranayama practice where we kind of made the torso into 3 parts: the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. We're going to do that one again. So think about you're filling up your belly with breath. Think as if you were kind of filling up a glass with water, part by part. And we'll breathe in through the belly, hold the breath a moment, and then the chest, hold. Then the rib cage, hold, and then the chest. And when you're breathing, breathe all the way around the torso. So here we go. Let's take a comfortable inhale. Comfortable Ujjayi exhale. And Ujjayi inhale just to the belly button and hold. Inhale to the rib cage, up a little higher and hold. Now inhale all the way up to the top, the chest, all the way to the shoulders, and hold. Exhale completely. And again, inhale the belly, hold. Inhale through the rib cage, expand the body and hold. Inhale all the way up to the chest and shoulders. Hold. Now pull the belly in, lift the pelvic floor muscles, drop the chin a little. Still holding. And exhale completely. One more time. Inhale the belly, hold. Inhale through the rib cage, hold. Inhale all the way up into the top, as high as you can with breath. It's still comfortable though, hold. Belly in, pelvic floor muscles lifting, chin down a little. And release, exhale. Take an Ujjayi inhale. And an Ujjayi exhale. Good, let's move these blocks out of the way if you have them. And cross your right shin in front of the left shin. Just a couple breaths here. And then inhale, reach your arms overhead with your palms facing each other. Keep lifting your belly in and your hip bones a little toward the lower ribs. And then releasing the arms, we'll switch the cross so the other shin is in front. And again, inhale, arms reach. Up and over, palms facing each other. So just watch that you're not overarching here. So pull the belly in, lengthen your buns towards the backs of your knees. And then we'll take the arms back down. And put the feet onto the floor. Roll to the right and come on up. Let's come on up and make your way onto your hands and knees. So start with wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and then walk your hands forward about a hand print. I'm going to shift your hips to the right and look at your right hip. And then shift the hips to the left and look at your left hip. And then back to the right. Keep the belly lifted a little bit so you're not dumping into your low back. And to the left. Once more to the right. And again to the left. And then come to neutral. Let's bring the hips to the right heel and then over to the left, and now bring them forward. And again, just a circle with the hips. So you can make a big circle or a small circle. Let's go one more circle this way. And then pause a moment and we'll go the other direction. The other way, circles. Let's go one more. And then coming back up onto the hands and knees. The wrists are still a little bit in front of the shoulders. Turn your inner elbows slightly forward and press into the thumb first finger side of the hands. Keep that and then tuck the toes and make your way for down dog. So we'll bicycle the legs for this first one. Like we do a lot. Whenever you feel ready to settle in, then just bend both knees, keeping the hips up nice and high, and then start to reach the heels down. Press into the base of the fingers. Lift up through the forearms, and keep your lower belly pulled in. And just a couple more breaths here. And then next time you take an inhale, lift your right leg up. Now let's bend the knee, open up that hip. Keep reaching the left heel toward the floor. Make some big circles with the right leg so you can get into the hip, all the way lubricating the hip joint. And then take that leg up, square off the hips. Exhale, set it right in between the hands. Spin the back heel flat, lining heel to arch for warrior two. So inhaling, find your warrior two. Take an exhale here. Then leaning forward, we're going to take right forearm to right thigh, reach the left arm over. You can keep forearm on thigh, or got your block handy, you can take the hand down to the little toe side of the foot on the block and try to open up the chest and the belly toward the ceiling as you continue to pull the belly in, lifting hip bones toward the lower ribs. Press firmly into your front heel. And breathe here. Let the shoulders relax, especially that right shoulder. And if you've got your arm down, hand on block or floor, gently press the knee into the arm. Not hard, but just kind of press it open. That'll make sure that the knee stays in line with the middle toes. Now press firmly into that front heel, really firmly. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale here. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, bend the front knee. And then come on up, inhale. Windmill the arms down, step back, plank pose. Holding plank, keep lifting the belly. Your buns are reaching to the heels. 3 breaths. You can always take the knees down if you like. 2, and then lower all the way down to the belly. Interlace your fingers or hook your thumbs. Inhale and Shalabhasana. Let's lift the legs, lifting from the inner thighs. Pull the belly away from the floor. And then hands by the low ribs. Inhale, cobra or up dog, your choice. And then exhale, back into down dog. Inhale the left leg back and up. And then bend the knee, open up the hip. Reach the right heel toward the floor and circle. Big circles. Do one more big circle. And now square off the hips. Keep lifting the left leg from the inner thigh. And look forward, exhale, step it all the way through. Back foot down, line up heel to arch for warrior two. And then leaning forward for side angle. So taking the left forearm down or left hand to the block. Right arm over, right pinky fingers down. So you're spinning the tricep forward. Then pressing onto the block lightly. Open up the chest. Keep lifting up through the back inner thigh. And again, if this arm is down, press the leg just lightly into the arm. And watch that your buns aren't sticking out. You want to lengthen your butt down toward the floor. We'll take a few long breaths here. It's a good strengthening pose, good grounding pose. Nice hip opener. Now press firmly into your left heel, really ground down there. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sinking in. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, bend into the front knee. Inhaling up, windmill the arms down. Exhale, step back, plank pose. And then lower chaturanga, knees can be up or down. Let's lower slowly for 3, 2, 1. Shoulders no lower than elbows. Then inhaling up dog or cobra. And exhaling to down dog. Let's walk the feet about as wide as the mat. Walk your hands back to your feet for malasana. So remember, you can stay halfway down or drop down into malasana with your knees and toes in line. So some of you might have your feet forward and your knees forward. That's fine. And just make sure that they line up. And breathing here. And just a few long breaths. So open up the hips a little bit today. Let's take the right ear to the right shoulder while we're here. And then take the right fingertips down and reach the left arm up and over. And stretch the side. And then back to center. Left ear to left shoulder. And left hand down, reach the right arm over. And then back through center. And now let's walk back into downward facing dog. All the way back. Stretch out. Now inhale, lifting the right leg back and up. As you exhale, look up between the hands. Step the right foot all the way forward. Spin the back heel flat. This time, walk your hands to the left and take your feet so that they're parallel. So your toes will point in a little bit toward each other. Now pull the chest forward on an inhale, lengthen. Keep that length and exhale, come into Prasarita Padottanasana A, wide-legged forward fold. So firming the legs, pull up on the kneecaps from all the way up into the hip sockets. Squeeze the outer hips and inner thighs gently towards center. And now check out where the weight is in the feet. If it's all back in the heels, shift it toward the balls of the feet. If you're kind of close to the floor and you want to rest your head on a block, that's always an option too. And if your elbows are bending, line up your elbows and your wrists. And then from here, we'll inhale, coming halfway up, and exhale. I'm gonna turn my left toes out and walk over to the left foot, spinning up onto my right heel. So you may wanna hold on here and hold the floor to help balance yourself. Make sure you're keeping a little softness in this knee. If you can bring your hands up, then you can bring your hands up. You can also sit on a brick. Now, if this bothers the knee, don't come down so low, get up higher. Okay. Let's take a couple breaths here. 2 more breaths. And then we'll bring the hands back down to the floor. Walk yourself to the front, turn your right leg all the way out. Keep your hands on the inside of the right foot. Pick up the back heel for lizard pose. So inhale here. Exhale, you can stay right here, or you could take your forearms to a block, or your forearms down to the floor. The back knee can be up or down. Down's a little bit easier. Pull the right hip back as you open up the hip here, and don't let the knee go way out to the side today. Sometimes we do that, but today, let's keep the knee drawing in toward the shoulder. And a few more breaths here. Good, and then let's come on up. And bringing the hands on either side of the front foot, straighten out that leg. Pull the right hip back, pull the chest forward, inhale, and just drape yourself over that straight front leg. Keep pressing into the base of the big toe. If that's too far to reach, you can push your hands on your block, or one block on each side. Whatever works. 2 breaths here. And then let's rebend it. Step to plank. And pausing in plank, feet together. Roll to the pinky toe side of the right foot. Lift the left arm up. Bring this left hip forward. And now reach that left arm forward. 3 breaths. 2. And back to plank, and to the other side. To the left. Right arm up, bring the right hip forward. We'll reach the right arm in line with the ear. 3. And 2. And setting it down. Either go right into down dog or lower chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale your left leg back and up from the inner thigh. Exhale, step it right in the middle of the hands. Walk your hands now to the right, parallel the feet so the toes will point in. And then either you'll do the same one, Prasarita Padottanasana A, or if you can reach your big toes, grab them, the first 2 fingers. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale forward. So from here, again, shifting the weights a little toward the balls of the feet. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Firm the legs. Imagine you're holding a giant beach ball between the legs. Just a couple more breaths. Draw the belly in. Now inhale, coming halfway up. I'm going to turn the right toes out and walk over to that right foot, picking up the left foot. So you're on the left heel. And you can hold here, or you can put your block underneath your bum and bring your hands up. Or you can do that without the block and keep the hands up if possible. It's a little tricky. See, I'm losing my balance. So press into that heel and kind of drag that leg back for 3. Take just a couple more breaths. 2. It's always tricky on this side for me. And then bring the hands back down and walk yourself forward, turning to face the front of the mat. And the hands are on the inside of the left foot. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, stay, or forearms on a block, or forearms on the floor. So lift that back leg if you're keeping it off the floor, but you can also let it come down. It's a little bit easier. But remember, we're gonna press this left knee into the shoulder today. Just a couple more breaths. And if you need a break, just take that knee down. You can always push pause and take a little break. Good, and then we'll walk ourselves up and straighten out the left leg. I'm staying on the ball of the back foot for a little variation of Parsvottanasana. Pull the chest forward, inhale, and extend, exhale. Now remember, if it's hard to reach the floor, you could use your block, one or both. Just a couple more breaths here. Stretching out the hamstrings a little bit. And now rebend your left knee and make your way to down dog any way you like. You can go to plank pose first, chaturanga, exhaling, inhaling up, exhaling back, or just right to down dog. Just 3 breaths. And 2. And take one more long breath in. Exhale it out, bend the knees, look to the hands, either step or hop your feet up. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press through the feet, rise up as you inhale, and exhale the hands. So you're gonna take tree pose, Vrikshasana, grounding down through your left foot, pick up your right foot, take it anywhere above or below the knee. And then bring the hands to the heart. Whenever you're ready, lift up through the arms. Palms will face each other and breathe. Let your shoulder blades relax a little. Now we're going to keep this right leg up, but take the right ankle just above the left knee. Keep it flexed. You can stay right here or start to bend your left knee, sticking your butt back so that your spine is lengthening and reaching the arms forward. You can stay here or here. This is a little bit easier. Or if you can reach the floor, you can take your fingertips to the floor. So dropping down through the hip. So this should be a good hip stretch wherever you are. For 3, 2, and if you're all the way down, just come on back up slowly. And to Samastitihi, second side. Right leg down, left leg up into tree. So as we keep pinning the right hip in, dropping the left hip down, and inhale the arms up when you're ready. Keep relaxing the shoulder blades down, lifting the belly up. Keep a steady gaze. You're of course welcome to stay with tree pose today, or taking your left ankle just above the right knee, flex that ankle and start to bend the right knee, sticking your hips back like you're gonna go sit in a chair. Arms and ears in line. If you want to stay with this, it's a great challenge, or forearms to shin, or hands to the floor. Dropping down, keep the chest nice and long and lengthened. For 3 breaths. Good hip stretch. Let this knee come down a little if it will. 2. And then coming back up, slowly, slowly, back to Tadasana. All right, so now we're gonna take that tree pose into the side plank. We'll see how it goes. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank and pause. So we're gonna roll to the pinky toe side of the right foot and lift the left arm up. So you can stay right here, or some of you might wanna try the left leg into tree. Whoop, and then lift the hips, reach the left arm over in line with the ear. For 3 and 2. Now we're gonna do a vinyasa. If you can, you'll keep this left leg in tree. So you'll come to plank tree, chaturanga tree, inhale, upward dog tree, and then exhale, downward dog tree, and then boom, regular tree, because that was not so easy. If you want to try it again, push pause, give it another go. Otherwise, we'll go to the other side. Inhale to plank. Step the feet together, roll to the pinky toe side of the left foot, right arm up. Stay with regular side plank or right foot up tree plank, tree side plank. Reach the right arm in line with the ear. So I'm kind of lifting my hips and even pressing into the bottom of my left foot a little. So try that if you can. Couple breaths here. And then back to tree plank. Really press the right foot into the inner thigh. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog plank, or up dog tree. Exhale, down dog tree, and release it. Good work. Let's breathe here. And then inhale to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Arms by your sides for Shalabhasana. Buns toward heels. Belly pulls in. Pubic bone presses down a little. Inhale, lift everything up. Keep the belly lifted. So you can stay right here or reach for the feet. Knees no wider than hips. Lift up. Imagine you're holding a block between your inner thighs, or even grab one and hold it. 3 and 2 and 1. Release it. Let's come back into child's pose. Hips all the way back to the heels. Take a big breath in, big exhale. One more time, big breath in, big exhale. And then come on up to the knees. Just gonna shift your hips off to the right side and extend the legs through for Dandasana. Sit nice and tall. Remember from the first week, if you're a little bit rounded here, still sit up on your blanket or your block to lengthen. Inhale, arms up. Hinge from the hips, exhale forward. Pull the chest forward, inhale, lengthen. And extend. Paschimottanasana. Just a couple more breaths. Inhale, lift head up. Exhale to release. We're going to take Upavista Konasana. So if your heels are on the floor, feel free to turn to the side and use your mat. But first, take a little twist. Right hand to the inside of the right leg. Inhale, left arm up. Stretching the side body. So you can stay right with that, or take the left arm in line with the ear, reaching over for the right foot. And then instead of coming forward, try and roll your torso back, almost like a little twist here in the torso. Keep pointing the toes to the ceiling. 2 more breaths. And inhaling up. Just bring the left hand inside, roll the chest open, reach right arm up. You're welcome to stay right with this or reaching over. But if you're coming over and you're letting the shoulder drop, then it's better to leave the arm up. Just a couple breaths here. Rolling the chest up toward the ceiling as if you could turn your belly to face up. And then come on up. Bring your hands behind you, sit up nice and tall. So again, if you're kind of rounded here, sit up on a blanket. And if you have a good stretch here, you'll stay. Otherwise, bring the hands in front, pull the chest forward, inhale, and make your way forward. Exhale. You can rest your head on a block, or your chin, or your forehead, or on the floor, or you're up higher. Doesn't matter how deep you go. It's 4 long breaths. And head up, inhale. Let's walk it on out, exhale. And onto your back, so legs together. And roll yourself down. Let's come into Shavasana. So lengthen your lower back and your buns toward your heels. Bring your arms out, shoulder blades toward the waist. Widen your chest. And then once you get into your comfortable position, kind of move around a little bit. But once you're there, then just sink in and relax. Don't think about your breathing. If possible, don't think about anything. Just quiet mind and quiet body, Shavasana. All right, where you are, take a long breath as you brush your thumb across the pads of your fingertips. And then start to move your hands and your feet. And inhale, reach your arms overhead for a long stretch. Now bend your knees, roll off to your right side. Just pause a moment on your right side and revisit the intention that you set for your practice today. And then with your left hands, make your way up to seated for our quote having to do with going out today, get a little nature, maybe a hike or a walk, something. This is from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. Adopt the pace of nature. Her secret is patience. Let's bring our hands together. Hands to our forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to our heart centers, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications, sending positive energy out to all beings everywhere. Namaste. I'm so glad you joined today. Taking care of yourself is awesome. And don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to our channel. Share with your friends. Visit fightmasteryoga.com. If you can afford to support Fightmaster Yoga, there is a link below for donations. And also at fightmasteryoga.com, there's a button for donations there as well through PayPal. And we absolutely are so grateful for donations. They really help to keep our videos up and going. And it's amazing. You guys are super awesome. So most importantly, have a wonderful, wonderful day. I hope you're feeling a little bit happier, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.